Right, ladies, we're now on to the next stage, and what I've done is I've sat and just quickly trimmed the gilding off the bird cage, and I'm just going to show you that now. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the colours in that. Absolutely gorgeous that is. Now I've already cut this to shape, and that's what you need to do before you're doing your embossing on it. So all I did was put the card on, traced around the bird cage, and then cut it out. So that's all you do for that, so it fits perfect and you're not messing about with it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the trim in between the bird cage and the back bit, because that will give this the gap between the bird cage and the background, and it'll be easier to get the bird in. Hopefully. I had a job yesterday. So all you're going to do now is just glue the trim on. Okay, so it's just popping a bit of glue on the bottom, oops, and then putting the trim on like that. I always cut it a little bit over, right, in case I need to manoeuvre it a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is wipe that off. Just come. Do you know, I love this mat. It comes straight off. And like when I was doing the thing before, gilding around the edge of the card, the tag, I just wiped back off, didn't it? I didn't waste any because I put it back onto the tag. So now all you need to do is just trim that, which is what you're going to do. There you go. Get rid of your rubbish. I've got that. I hate this glue, it gets everywhere. It just does. Can't stand it. So there's my trim on the bottom of my tag, my cage, bird cage. Trim any excess bits off so it's out of the way. There you go. That's all right. Right. You're not going to see this because you're going to put beads on there. And then what you're going to do is attach your bird cage to the back. And again, all I did was to glue the edges, and I only did little bits of glue around the edge first, and then pop that on there and just fix that to it. Maneuver that into place like that. I only did it from the top to the bottom. That's all I need. All you need to do. Any excess glue just peel off. There you go. So you've got that now. Isn't that gorgeous? And really you've got to see it up close because it does look stunning. It really does. I love the gilding. Love that. I will be getting some more colours as well. Let me just trim that off. Just a bit of glue that was sticking out, that's all. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the bird. So I'll just pop them to one side. Now all I did with my bird, like I said yesterday, was I took the Tim Holtz Distress ink, turned it upside down, and just wiped it over the bird, basically. That's all I did. You can do what you like with your bird. I mean, some might want to put paper on it and whatever, but I didn't. I just did that. And I also did it with the wing. And the way I did that was to just do the same. Just brush it. Let me turn it over and do it. Just do that. There, wing done. There you go. And then I need a little eye. So I'm just get a little eye out. Little tiny eye. That's it. Put that back. Oops, put that back up there. And I'm going to use my glossy accents that Marlene sent me. Oops, because you only need a tiny wee dots for the eye. And there you go. And then drop the eye onto it. Like that. That won't take long to dry. And I'm going to put the tail on the feathers once I've put it into the bird cage. Okay, so just take your bird cage, and I threaded mine through the first, I missed the first two, just lifted that one up and then threaded it through and made sure it came. I've cut the bottom off this bird as well, you know, it sits on a branch, and then just make sure that it comes through like that, comes through the last two. Miss the first two and then let it come through the last two. And my bird's going to be like that. Make sure his eye's right, in the right place. Yep, that's right. Now all I'm going to do then is to glue the tail on the feathers. And first of all, let me just snip it, because I found that was a little bit long yesterday. So a little bit long, take the loose feathers off it. Okay. So a little bit of glue, just slither across his tail, pop it on the mat, and then pop the tail feather on like that. And I have got another one because I want to put this one on as well, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the end of this feather and then pop that on there as well, like that. And then what I did, I had used a bit of bling. I'm just going to use one of these now when I can find it. I'm going to use that size, I think. All I did then was to add a little bit of bling to the tail, just to hide the beginning of the feather, like that. So that's what we've got at the moment. Now what we do is now what we need to do is attach the wing. So all I did was to pop a bit of glue on the rounded end of the wing and find the position I wanted it and sit it there like that. And that's all I did. And there's your bird cage with your bird in. Oops, drop his eye down, it looks like he's looking up. There you go. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to bend that slightly, just bend it slightly, just to give it a bit of lift, and then I'm going to pop this. I mean, you might want to do yours differently, but this is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to position it onto there, which is from the top. Bit of glue top and bottom. And I'm going to slightly bend mine when I put it on. Just to give the bird cage a bit of dimension, that's all. Like that. I mean, I've put it at an angle anyway. Actually, that might be a bit too much of an angle, but it doesn't matter. Then what we're going to do is just bling it up, the bird cage. 8:29 already, my word. It just flies past. Take a strip of this, start doing it from there, and kind of, you know, if you can arch it up, then arch it up. It does take a bit of glue out. Like that, just arch that up. Like that. Because with these being sticky back, they're quite flexible. And then I'm going to put it along the cage there. I did put 3 different sizes yesterday, but I don't have enough of this type of bling to do that today. Right, so I'm just going to do that. No, it's 9:14 already. And then I have got a little bit of bigger bling somewhere. Wait a minute. Actually, I don't know what I used yesterday now. Can't find it. Do you know what? I'm going to use a bit of pearl. Why not? Bit of pearl. So it's going to go off, ladies. If it goes off, I'll be back to you to finish off for you. Just put a bit of pearl on it. And I'm only putting the pearls here on the bottom. Yeah, I like that.